The Burning Legion has returned. You are not prepared.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rhino, aka Nikolai. And you may have noticed that I've changed my channel name. And basically, people have been telling me the hideously deformed creature of superhuman size strength is too long. It's too long, so shorten it, and people will gravitate towards you more. So I decided to do that and go with the original plan. And I'm also going to upload a video with some changes to the Iron Man challenge because I've decided not to do every level and just keep doing the whole video. I decided to do every 10 levels, so I'll upload one video and talk about something random. But in the background here, you have Time Walker dungeons, and I guess it's just exciting to put in the background. It's a good event. It's a lot of fun. At least you get some good gear out of it. But today, I'm talking about Legion. It's a new expansion. Because, you know, certainly 2 expansions in a row can't be terrible, right? But, I mean, if I had a camera rolling right now, I'd be staring at it. Not impressed. Because hopefully not. Because Legion can save WoW. At least for me. This is a make it or break it expansion. If it doesn't go well, then I'll probably end up leaving World of Warcraft forever. Or at least for the foreseeable future. But it does look promising. It looks very, very promising from the stuff that they showed us. But Warlord of Draenor ended really weird. Because we got a great start. It was probably one of the best leveling experiences I've ever had. I loved the leveling. It was awesome. Then we hit 100 and things kind of fell off the radar. We didn't get any much more of the story. All we got was, I guess we got a bit of the story, but we didn't get too much. Tanan Jungle was an absolute failure, in my opinion. Tanan Jungle, like, it's half finished. If you're like fighting behind a wall, you'd expect they wouldn't be able to just cast bolts through it, but they do. You can tell that they had it in a rush. And the very ending, when Ural's talking to Gromosh, which don't even get anyone started about that. She said, "In the light, we are one." And to me, it sounded like she was saying that, like, no matter if you're orc, Draenei, human, dwarf, in the light, we are all one. And that's why they should put aside the differences. But that's not how Murad meant it. I think Murad meant it like those two were together in the light, because I know he loved her or something, right? Like, isn't that what the lore was? That he loved her? So, I mean, he's probably sitting up in heaven or wherever the hell he is right now, and just been like, "Bitch, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all." Alright, well, I don't want peace with the orcs. He wouldn't want peace. The Alliance wouldn't want peace. But unfortunately, that's the way they went with it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. And that's how flight was handled in Warlords of Draenor. Now, I was reading the forums one day, and everyone said, "How hard is it to add flying to Warlords of Draenor? How hard is it?" And I said, it's just not an on and off switch. They have to do a lot. Because the whole continent was built without flying, and they have to put like invisible walls. They have to like basically redo the entire ground to make sure you don't fall through it or you can fly through it, because it has to be able to handle that coding. And I was downvoted it into oblivion, which it's okay. People don't have to agree with me. And then Lore came out and said the exact same thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna handle downvoting too seriously, but I was just saying that it was handled poorly, and I'm not saying that it wasn't handled poorly. It was handled very, very poorly. But again, that's kind of the expansion on the whole was handled poorly. And they said that it was because like there was a difference of opinion of if flying should be added or not. And if they were undecided about flying, I could just imagine what other kind of things they were undecided about. So hopefully they can handle it better. And how I think they should handle flight in Legion is in the beta, let people fly at 110. Who cares? We say, okay, we're going to let you fly at 110 to test it. We're taking it away until 7.1 or whatever, so people clearly understand that it's just for beta purposes. And this way, they could actually test flying. They could actually they could actually be ready to go. So that way, when the meta achievement is done, you can just fly. They won't have to be like, "Oh, well, we have to fix it." I understand that they have to fix it, but they won't have to if it was implemented in the first place. I guess the community did win in that aspect because they weren't going to have it at all, but we'll have to wait and see how they handle it, I guess. Dungeons. Dungeons and Legion look amazing. There's the Valhalla-like one, and then there's the Ghost Ship one that I guess like the opposite. And they compared it to Grimrail Depot. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. I mean, I really like the idea of the Vicroll. They had a great lore in Wrath of the Lich King. Sylvanas is going to be tied into it. I hope she dies. That's just me. They could have her go in a peaceful way. They could have her have some humility. Be like, look, it's my army or me, and I'm choosing my army. And they say Jaina was pissed. Maybe she takes the Banshee Queen head on. Sylvanas kills her, raised her as an undead, and guess who's the leader of the Forsaken after that? It could be. I don't know. I'll talk about the lore a little bit later, though. The other dungeons are looking great. The raids, they sound promising. I'm particularly interested in the second raid, the one with Gul'dan, because they said it wasn't going to be orc-like, it was going to be more night elf-ish like. So that's going to be cool to see. It's not going to be all fell and dark, because we've had enough damn orcs. Like, I understand he needs to die. We all know we're going to have to kill him. But don't make the whole place orc-themed. And they're not going to, which it's, by the sounds of it, it's going to be demon. Like, and when they were showing the video, it doesn't look too demon heavy. Like, everyone's like, oh, we're sick of demons. It doesn't look all that demon heavy. There's going to be demons there, but it looks beautiful. The Broken Isle looks absolutely fantastic. So hopefully that's something they learn from Warlords of Draenor and put in Legion. Now, the characters. They've added a bunch of characters on the page about whom will be in Legion. And, well, I guess whom would get the major, I guess, spotlight. So you have, like, Gen Greymane. You have Anduin Wrynn. I'm excited. I'm excited to see some more Anduin. A lot of people hate him. Look, he's going to become a paladin. He's going to become the leader of the Army of Light. He's going to be badass. He has to get there first. He has to understand that peace isn't... You can't always have peace. That sometimes you have to fight. And I think he's going to learn that the hard way. And if Varian dies, I'm going to be even more pissed because he got 0 friggin' time. He wasn't in the spotlight, and they're throwing him in the spotlight now, which worries me. It's like Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. Oh, there's a lot of this character this episode. $50 say he dies at the end. Guess what happened? So hopefully Varian doesn't die. I like Varian. Again, not a lot of people know that he's superhuman, that he's an absolute badass. But hey, that's what happens when you throw lore in the books and not in the game. They have Sylvanas. I already talked a little bit about her, that she has to choose between her army and hell. Or at least it seems that. I think the actual wording was she has to decide what's worth more. So I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of death. We'll have to wait and see, though. But you also have, like, Xavius, sorry. He's there. He's popped up from time to time, but he's, like, the Emerald Nightmare dude. Who else do they have? They said we're going to get more Thrall, an evolution of Thrall, which, who cares about Thrall, am I right? Like, if he's in the background, like, far in the background, I'll be okay with that. Something's going to make him put down his weapon, so it's going to be something huge. Maybe Agra dies. Ooh. Eat shit. So the lore in Legion looks, again, fantastic. You have the Vicroll, you have this other tribe, and, like, the whole thing is we're trying to piece together parts of this Titan artifact, which is great, because it reminds me of Deephold, where you had to collect the fragments of the pillar, I should say. And I guess there's only 2 logical conclusions they can draw from the storyline. Either we save Azeroth, we use these things to close the gate, or our world's going to burn and we're going to have to leave. I think we're going to go with the we're going to have to leave idea, but we're going to have to wait and see. Maybe the Siege of Stormwind will be a raid, because we saw Khadgar's death in 6.2. Anyway, we saw Khadgar's death, so I think there actually might be a raid or a dungeon in Stormwind, which people complain that there was a raid in Orgrimmar and one in Stormwind. I can see it. No wonder they haven't repaired the park. They're going to burn the whole city to the ground. Oh, great. No, that's pure speculation. The big end boss of the expansion hasn't been announced. They're staying quiet on this time because they trolled us last time, which I called a mile away. They couldn't say Gromosh without laughing. The logical choice is kill Jaden. Maybe a faction leader. Maybe like a demonic version, because like Illidan, they say is supposed to be on our side. At least we have Demon Hunter, so I couldn't exactly see him betraying us again. Blizzard loves a redemption story, so they're not going to give up their boy that easy. I think Illidan's going to be with us for a while. There's really not too much unless it's an unknown player. It's not going to be Sargeras. It's just, if it is him, it's going to be his avatar, and who cares to fight his freaking avatar again? At least not again, I'm sorry. He's been fought in the lore before. We haven't personally fought that, which they might actually put in the game. Sargeras himself would be an amazing fight to see if they did it right. They couldn't pull a Deathwing. They could not pull a Deathwing with Sargeras. Oh, and speaking of Neltharion, we get to see his lair. We get to see where he went mad, where you heard the whispers of N'Zoth. So which leads me to believe that N'Zoth, Queen Ajara, is going to make an appearance, hopefully. They said we're going to have to race her, so I'm assuming she's making an appearance. Which is going to be really, really great. I'm looking forward to it, but BlizzCon, I'm not making any decisions until after I see what happens at BlizzCon. Even if they announce in 2 weeks, okay, Legion will release November 8th, like the day after BlizzCon or whatever, I still would not pre-order it. I would not do anything until it won't happen. I see a February, March release. But, I'm just saying, like, if they did, I wouldn't be pre-ordering it. I would wait until BlizzCon and see what they're cutting out. And a lot of things do look promising, though. It's things that we've been asking for a while, like they're overhauling professions. Something we desperately need. We definitely need professions overhauled. We definitely need that new, fresh feeling of professions, because it got butchered in Warlords. A lot got butchered, though. So, I don't really blame them for saying we have to redo it, because it's weird the way it is now. A lot of people give up their secondary professions to take another one. Primary, I should say. So people are going to be pissed about that, maybe. Maybe they'll go back. They'll be happy to switch back. I kept leatherworking and skinning. I missed the bonuses of skinning, but they didn't want people to feel left out, I guess, of crit. So whatever. You do want to feel special for your profession, though. Like, we do want to have a little bit of uniqueness. And feeling unique is going to be weird with these new artifact weapons, but I'm looking forward to it. When they announced, I've mentioned this a couple times before, but when they announced the Feral Druid forms, I was all over it. It sucks that Boomkins aren't going to get new forms because they have the staff on their back. But still, I guess you can kind of see it that way. Hopefully, at least Boomkins get an updated model. That would be nice because they updated Feral again. So they must have updated Boomkin. And these are just like the little gameplay things I wanted to go over. It looks interesting though. So one of the other things that I'm really interested in, and I'm going to say it right now, Honor 3 version 3. So another thing I wanted to talk about that I'm really looking forward to is the Honor System V3 hype. Oh man, it looks good. Just when they were showing it, like the new emblems you can have, that's great, and how it's all cosmetic and you work towards like actual rewards for PvP. I'm totally game with that. I don't care if they don't have PvP gear. I want to get in there and fight somebody. I don't want to either rape somebody or get raped. And I use that term relatively. I apologize if it offends anyone. Actually, no. You know what? That's not even an unrelative term. It's true. I'd literally get bent over and taken because, you have no gear or you have an incredible amount of gear, and I end up just ripping people's throats out as a feral. It's not really that much fun, because you like that fair fight. I love those close calls of running away at like 4% health. You got the dots ticking away at you, so you're healing yourself. I'm spamming my friggin' key binding, trying to get some heals in. I want stuff like that again. I don't want, that way at least it would come down to class balance, which is something they're gonna have to heavily focus on in Legion. They're gonna have to pay attention to everything very closely. It seems that 6.2.2, I should say, right now has a little bit more class balance. Like Feral for PvE got buffed again, but it got nerfed for PvP, which is where I think that's the best decision they could have made. And they also buffed the Horde racials, at least some of them. Again, why they didn't buff Will of the Forsaken and just make it like a human racial is beyond me. But again, I guess they want to add uniqueness to the races. They want you to pick a race and feel unique for picking it. I simply went Worgen because I'm not going to be a Night Elf Druid. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a nice, big, strong Worgen. I'll be a Night Elf in Legion with Van Felsing, my Demon Hunter. So they announced like a mount that you could get that looks like the Gladiators mount, I guess they're called. The one for getting 100 arena wins or 30 rated battleground wins, which it's just a reskin of that. I'm okay with that. Another thing I'm really looking forward to is just the new weapon variant, which again I'm really excited to see what the Feral Druid ones looks like. I'm probably gonna main Feral again. This will be my 11th year, depending on when it comes out, that I'll be maining Feral, which is pretty cool considering I've been Feral this entire time. It's been an awesome journey playing one class mainly throughout all the expansions, because I can think back to when Feral was terrible. I can think back to when Feral was overpowered. First patch Cataclysm, just bleed up somebody and walk away. That's all you had to do. Oh, it was glorious. Nerfed for a reason. In Wrath, they were very modest. They were very viable. They weren't amazing, but they also weren't at the lower end of viable. So why did I make this video? Again, I'm more or less just curious about what everyone's thinking, how everyone feels about the new expansion. I wanted to delve into a little bit more things that I did in my other video, like Flight, again, was a huge deal, and it's a mistake they hopefully won't make again. The honor system I want to talk a little bit more about, but they didn't release too much info. We just know that we'll unlock the talent trees downward, and we'll unlock all of them by about 20% into your leveling, I guess, and then you can prestige. It gives it the Call of Duty feel, and I am okay with that. I am okay, because Call of Duty has a pretty solid prestiging system. I think one of the things that changed the least about Call of Duty, which it could use an overhaul in Call of Duty, because Call of Duty doesn't have as much as Warcraft does, but World of Warcraft doesn't has a lot more to offer, so they can add in things like that and test it, and then hopefully it'll get better and better and better. But I think Legion's shaping up and it looks really good right now. Last thing I want to talk about is these store mounts. So there's a big kerfuffle. I don't know. It's not really a big kerfuffle. I guess it's a smaller percentage that don't like the new store mount. It's a moose. They hate that they have to pay real money for it. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm buying that mount. Because, it could be because I was born and raised in Canada. So I need to have a moose. Okay? So we won't put race into this, or I should say nationality. We won't put nationality into this, but I need a damn moose to get my poutine, okay? That's what I need. The collector's edition for Legion is a Fell Hunter mount and pet. And I wish they would have had something a little different, but they've always been doing stuff like that. Like Mop was the Imperial Gwylin, and then Legion, or Warlords I should say, is the Dread Raven. They've always had kind of a pair like that. So I'm okay with them. Am I going to use them? Probably not. I'm going to buy the physical collectors just because I've been doing that. I'll probably maybe even, if my dad starts playing again, I'll probably trade him because he'll probably really love that mount. And I just don't really care about mounts anymore. I used to. And I got to 150 and I was like, it's a big meh for me. I guess that's really all that's on my list. That's all I've talked about everything. Not really too much, like I said, as far as channel changes go. Just the name. This new intro that I just had is temporary. It's a huge pain to try and get the intro that I want. And thumbnails has been a pretty big nightmare. I'll get everything sorted out. It's just going to take me some time. I'm not even at 10 subscribers yet, so hopefully by the time you're watching this, I'll have maybe 100 subscribers. But they'll be in 2019, so shout out to you if you're watching this in 2019 and I have 100 subscribers. But I want to thank everyone for taking the opportunity to listen to me rant on for about 20 minutes about just Legion and how excited I am for it. It could be because I'm a fanboy. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. And let's get hyped about seeing Illidan again. Thank you very much, guys. See you later.